Corey Holbrook on YouTube. I'm a seasoned brewer going back a long time, but I do have a question about adding water when you miss your temp. Why is adding hot water to your mash to bring it up to temp? Why is adding hot water to your mash to bring it up to temp if you are going to be adding water anyway during your sparge? Take a small portion, add it back, and make sense. But you said it's last resort. Why? And then I said, do you mind if I answer this live? And he said, that would be awesome. Thank you. Love your straightforward way of talking about beer in an intelligent manner without treating home brewers in a condescending way. First thing I want to mention is the treating home brewers in a condescending way. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing that made me want to be like a competition animal when I was homebrewing was I felt like when I was getting into the judging scene, like I didn't feel like, I don't know, like I wanted to be there. I'd be helpful. I used to drive like 3.5 hours to be able to judge. And then I don't know, I felt like people didn't want to I don't know, welcome you in or something like that. And then my thought was, well, okay, if you're not going to welcome me in, I'm going to destroy you. And so I will enter, 30, 40 beers in a competition, and I'm just going to try to smash you. It's not a healthy way to live life. And I've grown up a little bit since then, but that was one of the things I did. So to me, it's like, I don't get it. I mean, there was always a point where, first of all, I mean, there's homebrewers that know more about beer than I do. There's pros that know more than homebrewers. There's pros that know shockingly little about beer. I don't know. Maybe that's a conversation for another day. But I remember when I got into the industry and I went to a conference where I'm hanging out drinking beers, and I'm hanging out with these people that have been in the industry so much longer than me, and it was clear that they haven't looked at one stinking drop of research in about a decade. And I was like, wow, like they're quoting like old wives' tales and stuff about beer. So anyways, yeah, I mean, as far as being respectful because you're a home brewer, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I made beer at home. It's all good, but that was a kind thing for you to say. But back to your question, it was kind of talking about when I mash in, and we were talking about missing mash temps and stuff like that. I don't have the ability to really heat my mash or anything like that. But I do kind of have the experience of doing it long enough that I know where, ballpark of where I'm going to get when I'm doing that stuff. And I said that it's kind of last resort to be trying to boil water and add it back in later. Or in this case, well, if you're just going to sparge later, first of all, the things that are going on in your mash, that initial strike with my mash is really, it's one of the most controllable chemical reactions that I have in the brewery. I have a measured amount of water at a specific temperature coming together with a measured amount of grain and a measured amount of salts and acid. And I know it's coming out of that. I hit my pH numbers. Dude, it's great. I hit my temperature numbers. It's all good, but that's a very, I don't think I want to say this, but it's like a static equation, right? There's really no variables there. You can add boiling water back in on top of that, but you find out though, it's not like you can just get okay, so say I'm at 143 and I need to get up to 153. You're not going to hit that mash with, a couple barrels of 160 degree wort and get you anywhere, or 160 degree water and get you anywhere. You need to have hot water and you need to be pushing it back on there. As soon as you start doing that, you start disturbing what to me is that delicate chemical reaction that I just created in the mash, right? And then I'm rerunning water numbers because I want to make sure that my pH is still appropriate. I don't want to push my pH up during that and start pulling tannin out of that grain. And you might be able to see my OCD popping up here. That's really that's my main reason why I'm saying that, Corey, is you can do that stuff, but it's all getting me away from the initial thing that I wanted to have happen in that mash. But yeah, to me, it is kind of last resort. I would rather probably pull some of that mash and boil it and move it back to the mash tun. I would rather run some sort of mini decoction before I would want to be adding additional water in. But thankfully, I don't have that really happen to me much. And yeah.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.